Tick-tock, lights pop, get your snacks in hand. We ain't here to analyze, we just run the damn brand. Body slams, hot takes, memes on deck. If you're looking for respect, you might get wrecked. It's wrestling talk with zero shame. Comedy wild, never playing the game. From suplex jokes to storyline burns, we light it up while the whole world turns. Oh, CasualAF book, turn it up loud. We ain't your everyday pod, now we wild, kick back, vibe out, let the chaos flow. This ain't the IWC, it's a shit show. Mic check, no.
The following live stream may offend certain wrestling fans, especially the ones who take this shit way too seriously. I'm done pretending to care. I'm just here to hang out with some badass casual wrestling fans. If you're easily offended, don't watch. Seriously, just turn it off. If you're part of the IWC, get out, like right now. Go fantasy book in a Reddit thread or something. To everyone who's been riding with me from the start, or just showed up to chill, welcome to the show. Let's hang out. Let's talk shit. Let's have some fun. This is CasualAF.
Notorious.
They speak noise, I rise from hate. They say stay quiet, I chose to create. No filter, no leash, no PG tone. Sit atop my throne when I set the tone. All these little nerds want a Wi-Fi flex. Gimmick boy shit, can't cash the checks. I spit truth from the brain, not AI quips. You a mark bitch, like an osprey flip. Y'all fantasy book, I reality bite. I spit the hot takes that make the internet fight. Tell Meltzer I melt him, I set the pace. No stars for they ass, I just spit in their face. Camera turn on, I'm storming your brain. Every word a chair shot like I'm hitting the vein. I don't need kayfabe, I break all illusion. If you're stuck in a form, I'll be your transfusion. I don't play the heel, I love this shit. The anti-hero, the pod blue chip. So F the safe take, F crowd control. Notorious D, here to shock the wrestling world.
El Grande Americano is the best gimmick in all of professional wrestling. It's not even close anymore. I don't care who's playing the character. It immediately gets my attention when he is on my screen. Triple H doesn't know how to book champions. He only books for the big moment PLEs. He has done a disservice to all of the champions in WWE right now. Most importantly, the New Day. And third, but not last and least, whatever, how you say that, Naomi needs to cash in her Money in the Bank immediately. SmackDown has the opportunity to take over as the #1 wrestling program on television. It's back to 2 hours. It went by extremely fast tonight. Naomi is the best woman in all of professional wrestling. Sound off in the comments and the chat. We will circle back to these takes later in the show. Super chats help support the show and get priority. But what is up, guys? Welcome to our new show, CasualAF, where we talk wrestling, we talk shit, and we just have fun. No IWC allowed. I am the Notorious D. Joining me on the Level Up cam is my beautiful wife, Level Up Lauren.
What's up, y'all?
This show is unfiltered and unhinged, so if you're easily offended, this one is not the one for you. This is a pilot episode. We are not currently live, even though this show will be live soon. Maybe next week. Maybe as soon as next week. This will be a live show. I'm testing it out tonight, so we'll be going through the process, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, kind of getting it all together. But the plan is for this to be a weekly live stream hangout to help and promote and grow the casual wrestling community, which has fallen asleep. And that's my fault. Took 3 weeks off. Took a break. Warn the fuck out. We've done this. I've done this for like 3-4 years straight without taking a legitimate break from podcasting, and just decided it was time to, after WrestleMania, to take a little break, take a couple weeks off, and now we're back. We're back, and we're doing something different. It's not going to be so news focused like it was before. This is going to be a little bit more off the rails, a little bit more fun, a little bit wild, and some people may hate it. I'm at the point though, like the intro says, I really don't give a fuck anymore. That could be a good thing and that could be a bad thing, because I expect to see the YouTube number fluctuate There's going to be a certain people who jump off the train and go, this is not what it used to be. I really don't give a shit. Because this is what we kind of started out doing, was not giving a shit. And we grew really fast. Then I tried to give a shit, and it all fucking went to hell. So now I'm back to not giving a shit because I don't give a shit. So that's what this is, right? We're just going to have fun. So let's start off this show. The way we're going to start these shows off is what I call the good, the bad, and the ugly, where we're going to talk about, I'm going to tell you, Lauren, I'm going to tell you what I find good in professional wrestling right now. I'm going to tell you what I find bad, and then I'm going to tell you about what's just ugly in professional wrestling. I'm going to start out by telling you, tonight's SmackDown was fun. 2 hours is the sweet spot for professional wrestling. God, if every wrestling show could be 2 hours, wrestling would be absolutely perfect. If Monday Night Raw, first off, if Netflix could get their shit together, I'm not watching commercials, Netflix. No. I don't pay for commercials. I pay to not have fucking commercials. And for some reason, because we started an hour earlier this week or whatever, you gave me commercials, Netflix, and I'm not doing that shit on a regular basis. So if Monday Night Raw is going to keep, and the amount of obnoxious ad breaks on Monday Night Raw is ridiculous at this point. It seems like it's every 4 minutes we cut to commercial. The Sheamus and Rusev match was almost unwatchable. But SmackDown tonight, the 2 hours flew by. Loved it. Lots of tag team wrestling. I'm not against tag team wrestling. But Lauren, the good this week is Solo Sikoa is hitting on all cylinders for me, man.
Okay.
Solo Sikoa is somebody who we used to in this community talk a lot of shit about because I didn't really know what his place was. He was the enforcer of the bloodline, and all of a sudden Solo Sikoa has found this new home as a slightly comedic, slightly serious wrestler commanding a faction that is, I think, going to be known as the Family Tree. Man, I'm back in. I am back in on this bloodline stuff. From all the Tonga Loas, Tama Tongas, Tonga Tuas, Tima Tongos, Taco Tuesdays. We got a lot of guys that I don't know their fucking names, but there's a semblance of a group together. And then on the other side, you have Jacob and you have Jimmy Uso. I like this. I like how it's all coming back together. We can run this bloodline story forever. There's probably enough of them, and they got enough fucking kids that we just keep reiterating this stuff. But I didn't think, if you'd have told me a year from now we were going to try and reinvent this storyline using Solo Sikoa and like I said, all these Tongas and Tombas and Toombas, I'd have said, it's not going to work, man. You can't make that work. They're making it work. And that is thanks to Solo Sikoa. Don't get this twisted. I love Jacob Fatu. Love me some Jacob Fatu. But Jacob Fatu can't carry this thing on his own. This is a product. This is Solo Sikoa's baby. Solo Sikoa reminds me of Kevin Owens in the sense that, like, he's a big guy. He moves well. He wrestles adequately enough that casual fans don't give a shit. But he's got that comedic timing that's missing from so many wrestlers. And a big theme of tonight and this show is going to be how much I miss gimmicks in wrestling. And Solo Sikoa understands his gimmick of being the tough, dumb guy. Yeah. Right? He plays it so well. I loved his promo tonight with the Happy Birthday, America. It's just the comedic timing, everything about Solo, from the Money in the Bank ladder match to all of that stuff. Solo Sikoa has been absolutely fantastic, and he sealed it for me tonight that I'm back in on SmackDown. I like SmackDown. 2 hours, tight show, bring it all home. Solo Sikoa on a weekly basis, this new bloodline. Love me some Jacob Fatu, like me some Jimmy Uso. I think I've said I think he's the more comedically better of the two Usos. I think Jay has recently kind of extended that he is the better Uso when it comes to gimmick and all that stuff, but I still think Jimmy just as a package works better. But man, love that bloodline, whatever, my family tree, whatever we're calling them. That stuff, that I liked it. I thought it was a good way to end the show. Liked how they, it was predictable, but that's what WWE is. WWE is going to be a little bit predictable. I knew you were going to get Jacob and Jimmy winning the match, and then you were going to, once again, we're just replaying the greatest hits of the bloodline, right? Jacob is just now the new, this is just like we're replaying the greatest hits of the bloodline. And so Jacob is the new Roman as far as like Solo is the tribal chief, whatever. They're going to play it a different way, but this is that same story. But I like it. I enjoy it. Solo's going to be good. Second thing I like this week in wrestling was I like this oddball pairing of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. I didn't think I'd like it at first. I didn't know where they were going with this at first. But there's something. Charlotte has become such an unlikable character after WrestleMania. I think the Tiffany Stratton match where she talked shit about Tiffany and it got a little bit real and it got a little bit personal, I think it got out of hand for Charlotte, and I think it made her extremely unlikable. If there is a way to bring her back around and kind of make her more human, it's Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, one of the most likable characters in WWE. So this kind of push and pull, give and take, Charlotte not knowing how to react. Charlotte hugged her after the match, but is very timid. I don't know where it's going, but I like it. I like the direction. It seems fun. It seems fun. From a casual wrestling fan's point of view, this seems like it's going in a direction I like. SmackDown, when SmackDown is running on 2 hours and they start to get the stories lined up correctly, it's always my favorite wrestling show. I don't know why. Monday Night Raw is so much more wrestling. It's more geared towards the hardcore IWC wrestling fan. SmackDown to me is still have some semblance of old school wrestling. There's still some storytelling, some gimmicks, some character work. So I like that part of SmackDown, and I like this pairing. I do. Then third for me, the third thing I liked, and I don't even know if it happened this week, but they're still promoting it, was the Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens podcast. Thought that was fantastic. Did you watch any of that?
Kind of.
You've quoted some of like.
Oh wait, yes. I
about where
didn't watch all of it. I saw clips of it.
I watched the entire thing, and I hate wrestling podcasts, to be honest. Like, I don't watch many wrestling podcasts, but when my boy Kevin Owens is on, I gotta watch, because Kevin Owens, fucking genius. He's hilarious. I loved everything about what he said. Kevin Owens is Kevin Owens through and through. And I know when I sit here and I talk and I harp about gimmick, Kevin Owens doesn't need the necessary gimmick, because I think his comedic timing is his gimmick, right? It is his natural sarcasm that is his gimmick. It is his commitment and love to pro wrestling that is the gimmick with Kevin Owens.
Like, I think I was surprised that he said no to some things. That was like, nope, not going to do that.
And I think that explains why he's not the guy, right? Like, why he's not the company guy is because he clearly stated that, like, he does put the wall up, whereas Cody Rhodes is the guy who says yes to everything. And I thought that was interesting, and a stark contrast of, like, you have Cody Rhodes, who I don't think is the best professional wrestler in the world, who gets treated like he is. Yeah. And then you have Kevin Owens on the other side, who I do believe is one of the best professional wrestlers in the entire world. And he's not treated like he is. And so...
Well, it's clear when you say no to something that they want you to do, of course they're going to be like, well, maybe he won't do it, so let's not even use him for this.
Sure, they like yes guys. WWE definitely likes yes guys. I mean, they definitely will push and they will move, obstacles for yes guys. So that, but I thought that was an interesting, if you haven't listened to that, that was a hell of a podcast. Just kind of getting into the ins and outs of, like, you see, like, I see things like with Cody Rhodes and his relationship with his dad versus how Dusty had relationships with some of these wrestlers, some of these younger guys. And you see almost a jealousy from Cody Rhodes, a natural jealousy that he didn't have that relationship with his dad that some of these guys had. Yeah. It's just, if you haven't listened, go listen.
I haven't, but I want to now. So
it's definitely worth a listen, that show. So let's get to the bad then. Let's get to what I thought was bad in professional wrestling this week. And there's one thing I thought was bad is, Lauren, I was telling you about this on the couch earlier. There's a heel babyface problem in WWE. And I know this whenever I say this gets on the nerves of anybody who even has like 10% IWC in them. This bothers them because there is this movement in modern day wrestling from the IWC that it is okay to have a bunch of wrestlers who aren't assigned a role, right? Yeah. They just are who they are, and we should be okay. But I'm not okay, because wrestling has always worked because there's a guy I'm supposed to cheer for, there's a guy I'm supposed to be mad about, and that's just how storytelling is most effective. And it was so glaringly obvious this week in WWE programming that they're losing sight of why this works. starting with Monday Night Raw, starting off with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and Io Sky getting to choose her own opponent for WWE Evolution, which is the all-women's premium live event. And Io Sky chose Rhea Ripley, and they came out and they did the thing that I absolutely fucking hate more than anything in the world, because it's fake fighting, and in fake fighting, respect is bullshit. When they come out and they go, you know I respect you, and I know you respect me, so let's have a match. No, I need a bad guy. I need a good guy, and I need a bad guy. And with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, I don't know who is who. Now, we have about a week if they want to figure that out, if they want to turn Rhea Ripley heel, if they want to turn Io Sky heel, whatever they want to do. I just don't like when they do this thing where there's no good guy and there's no bad guy. So then from Monday Night Raw, we transitions over to the second match of the night, which was the Judgment Day versus the New Day. And once again, I didn't receive the memo on when the Judgment Day became babyfaces.
Yeah.
So now we're looking at the Judgment Day as, I guess, babyfaces because they're up against the New Day. But once again, I see things other casual wrestling fans and IWC don't see, and that is I can pick up on the confusion from the crowd. The crowd doesn't know, wait, we're supposed to cheer for Finn Balor? Even though Finn's been a little bit shitty to Dominic Mysterio, right? Were we supposed to cheer for JD McDonough, who's been a little bit of a dipshit and a little bit of an asshole? I don't know. Like, we are never given the clear signs anymore that somebody has transitioned. It's lazy booking on Triple H's part to not, you have to give us a story beat that lets us know, okay, these guys that were once bad guys, these guys are now good guys, right?
Definitely.
With New Day, we got that beautiful moment with the New Day where they transitioned and they turned on Big E, right? That was a newsflash, red flashing lights. These guys are bad guys now. And the next couple of weeks, they were the ultimate bad guys. The crowd booed and booed and booed. But once again, we'll talk about my hot take later, but Triple H doing a disservice to champions. After that turn, Triple H did absolutely dog shit with the New Day. He did nothing. And so it's because it's almost like he doesn't want bad guys to be bad anymore.
Okay, I could see that.
He doesn't let Gunther be bad. He doesn't let the New Day be bad. He doesn't let bad guys be bad guys, and that's going to create fucking problems down the line because casual wrestling fans, new people, get interested in wrestling because they either fall in love with a bad guy or they hate a bad guy. Yeah. That's why. It's not usually the good guy that draws you in at first. Bad guys are more interesting. Then good guys, then you fall in love with the Cody Rhodes, the John Cenas, the baby faces, but it's the bad guys. And we don't have, right now in WWE, we don't have a good, Seth Rollins is one of our best bad guys, but he even is more Joker than he is Lex Luthor.
Though, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, if you really ask me right now, I'm rewatching again.
Sure.
I don't know who is bad and who is good at all. Like,
it's tough. I mean, and I don't know that there's a clear answer to that. I think Solo Sikoa right now is good because he's clearly defined as the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
But outside of that, there's not a lot to kind of wrap your head around as far as good guy, bad guys. And this will roll right into my next one, which is the Wyatt Six. This rolls right into, I have a problem with the Wyatt Six. Once again, we have not been told what we're supposed to think or know about the Wyatt Six, and it confuses the fuck out of me because I don't know what. Okay, so here's what the story is right now, okay? So originally the Wyatt Six came back, and they were the Avengers. They were avenging all the negative that had happened in WWE. So they went after people who had betrayed, like Chad Gable, who had betrayed their groups, right?
Yeah.
And then that transitioned over to they went after The Miz. Now they've just shown up on SmackDown all of a sudden, and they're attacking this tag team division. And once again, I don't know. Are the Wyatt Six, are they bad guys?
I thought they were supposed to be bad guys.
Are they good guys? Or once again, do we have a clusterfuck of booking tonight where we took a bunch of teams that were heels and baby faces and made them team up against the ambiguously Pirates of... Look, they're the Pirates of the Caribbean cast. I've never seen it more than tonight. If you look at the Wyatt Six, I used to think they looked like Spirit Halloween. They just look like they belong on Davy Jones' ship.
That's crazy. I
They
didn't even
look
think
like
about that.
pirates. More than ever I see, like what is their fucking goal? Is the Wyatt Six goal now to be tag team champions? Because that's weird as shit. They got a tag team championship opportunity about a week ago. They lost, or it went to shit and it got disqualified. Now they have another tag team championship opportunity next week. What are we doing here, Triple H? What is the motivations of the Wyatt Six? I don't get it. But then the other person I don't get right now is Karrion Kross. For somebody who is doing so well with nothing, absolutely nothing, I don't understand what Triple H is doing. They give him a new shirt that says the good soldier because, once again, we said WWE likes yes men. Mm-hmm. Karrion Kross has been the ultimate yes man for Triple H. He has done everything that he is asked to do. He wrestles on main event. He shows up, cuts these wonderful promos in the back. He has gotten himself over with absolutely no in-ring time. And then we throw him out at Night of Champions to lose to Sami Zayn. And here's the problem that I don't think Triple H understands. And this is why Vince McMahon was a good wrestling booker, was Vince McMahon understood the ignorance of the casual wrestling fan, right?
Yeah.
We don't follow all of the ins and outs of the story and the program, and we don't dig deep. Triple H thinks that, like, you can string us along forever with Karrion Kross. And no, the more Karrion Kross loses, the less I care about Karrion Kross.
Yeah, definitely.
Right now, I want to care about Karrion Kross. But when he loses to Sami Zayn over and over, and week after week, we tease that something's coming, you're doing something wrong. WWE has this problem. They don't strike when the iron is hot. They did it with the Usos a couple years ago. When the bloodline started to fall apart and Jay left the bloodline and you had Jay and Jimmy, the prime time was right around like October or September to put those guys in a match together.
Yeah.
Instead, they waited till WrestleMania and it became a joke match because they let everything cool off because Triple H wanted to build towards this big premium live event. And so right now, what he's doing with Karrion Kross is he's almost stringing us along because he's so infatuated with Gunther and he's so infatuated with these Saturday night main events and he's booking towards premium live events and these moments, and it's just not working.
Yeah.
It's not working. Okay. But then the ugly this week, Lauren, the absolute ugliest thing that I saw this week is what in the actual fuck was Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus, and Jade Cargill. That was the worst in-ring segment I have seen in the last 10 years. It was absolute dog shit. I'm so over this SmackDown women's title picture because we'll talk. It's one of my hot takes. But if Naomi's not involved in it, what the fuck are we doing? And this just showed tonight the laziness of Triple H. At one point in time, about a year or two ago, we got an interaction between Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus in the back where they were kind of catty, and that was the moment to strike on that match. Instead, we turn Tiffany Stratton babyface, which I always said was a stupid move. Mm-hmm. We turn Tiffany Stratton babyface. We team her up with Trish Stratus. Okay, so all that bad blood is gone.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, when Tiffany Stratton has the opportunity to choose her opponent, she's allowed to choose a 50-year-old woman, Trish Stratus, who's, once again, Lauren, who's the fucking bad guy? Is it Trish Stratus?
I don't know.
Is it Tiffany Stratton? You had to put Jade Cargill in the ring because there has to be some tension involved in this matchup. It's lazy. It's bad booking.
Well, I think you could tell people were confused when they're like, what time is it? And she wanted everybody to say Tiffy time. And it didn't, for me, get as big of a reaction as I thought it should have.
I think people all fucking tuned out. Look, I like Jade Cargill. I think Jade Cargill has everything that it takes to be extremely successful in the WWE, but she's not great on a microphone. She's not. She struggles when talking on a microphone. So how do you fix that? Give her a fucking manager. Give her somebody to talk with her and talk for her, and she will get better over time. This is nothing more than she just needs time. We've seen it with people like Brock Lesnar. Time breeds better. We've seen it with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan,
I was
somebody
literally just thinking
who was
about that.
absolute dog shit on a microphone, who now, I would argue, Liv Morgan may be one of the best females that you can hand a microphone to. So this is not an indictment of Jade Cargill. Love Jade Cargill. Think she has everything. I think Jade Cargill needs to be treated like Brock Lesnar, like the Big Show, as a spectacle. Don't put her in these long ass matches where she has to wrestle. Let her annihilate these people.
Definitely.
Let her do. So Jade Cargill already not the best on the microphone. Tiffany Stratton clearly is somebody who I'd say is getting better, but not the best on a microphone. And then Trish Stratus was just fish out of water, right? What can you say at that point? I thought that was the absolute worst segment that I've seen in wrestling in a long, long, long time.
I thought maybe I had missed something.
No, it was just bad. That was fucking bad. That was.
So I was just like, okay, cool. I guess this is something I didn't watch.
No, I mean, really, that just kind of came out of left field.
Yeah.
All right. So I asked the Discord, I asked the YouTube fans, I asked the Casual Wrestling X members to submit baddies because we're bringing back Baddie of the week. But we're doing it a little differently now.
Okay.
We're going to have 10 baddies a week submitted by the Casual Wrestling watchers, listeners, fans, whatever you want to call them, the casuals. They're going to submit these pictures, and then there's 10 pictures. We'll go through them one by one.
Okay.
You will select one. I will select one. For this week, it'll go to the Discord. Because
so what's the criteria? Like, I can just choose whatever I
Baddie
want.
of the week. Baddie.
Okay.
Just Baddie. Whatever's Baddie.
Okay.
Dude.
Okay.
You can choose on anything you want.
All right.
But there'll be a theme every week.
Cool. I like it.
And so following the theme should be part of... So here's... Because it's twofold, right? We are picking the baddie, but we're also picking the person who picked the baddie, right? Because whoever submitted the best baddie wins.
All right. I like
The
it.
baddie wins, and the person who submitted the baddie wins. So they gotta... It's the spirit of the law, right? Because this week we're doing red, white, and blue.
Awesome. Okay. Cool.
So red, white, and blue. Photos were submitted. And here, I'll switch over so we can see them now. Here we go.
All right.
All right, so here we go. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
You have visual contact to this?
Who's Tony G?
That's who submitted the picture.
Oh, okay. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's who submitted the picture.
Okay.
That's Kalani Jordan of NXT.
Okay.
Okay. So first thing I think we have to do is establish, does it meet the criteria? Because there's some questionable photos that come in.
Okay.
That's red, white, and blue.
Yeah,
I
red,
think
white, and
this,
blue.
To me, this one
America.
fits. It's a good picture. I
Yeah.
think it's solid. We'll kind of go through them, and then if you need me to scroll back, we'll scroll back.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So that's picture number 1 submitted by Tony G. This is picture number 2 submitted by, what does that say? I can't read it. Momo Ali.
Momo Ali.
This
Okay.
is one. So I saw these beforehand.
This is.
That's Lola Vice.
Okay.
Now, this is where I got to talk. We got to talk the spirit of the law. This is definitely red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Right? This definitely meets the criteria.
Okay.
But that's a
what?
Cuban flag.
Is it? There's
It's a
a
Cuban
star.
flag. Yeah, but
It's
that's
stars,
that's a
red, white,
Cuban-
and blue.
She's representing Cuba in this picture, and on the fucking birthday of America.
America.
Can
yeah, there's
we
more than one
select-
star.
There's what?
It's red. It's red, white, and blue.
It's red,
though.
white, and blue.
Because the other
It
one
is
didn't
red,
have
white, and
stars
blue.
on it, though.
What?
The other one didn't have stars on it, so technically
So you're giving this more weight,
it's got a star.
but it's a
red,
Cuban
stripes,
flag.
red,
It's a
white, and
Cuban
blue.
flag.
Could be Texas. Lone Star State.
That's Momo Ali.
All right.
What does that say right there? Can you read the names?
Tech Jack.
Tech Jack.
At Tech Jack.
Okay, so this is Maxine.
Maxine Dupree.
Little,
Okay.
which is fair, right? Alpha Academy's red, white,
Red,
and
white,
blue.
and blue.
So she's red,
America.
white, and blue.
That's about as American as American pie.
365 days a year, Maxine's rocking the red, white, and blue. Even though I don't think they do. I think they wear orange and shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
All right.
But fair. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good solid picture there. That's Naomi.
Naomi from Dylan Hayes.
Dylan Hayes, submit Naomi. Never seen this photo before.
I haven't seen that photo
Sometimes
either.
I wonder if these aren't like photoshopped or AI or some shit, which I can't control.
We're going to go on the, what is that? The honor system.
Honor system, yeah. That's Naomi. Solid picture. So one of the better.
That's
photos
very
I've
American.
seen. Very American.
If we're going for America, that's very
Very
American.
American.
We got the stripes, the stars.
Stripes
everything.
and the stars. All right. Nikki Bella.
Nikki Bella.
Solid choice here. Who is that? That's by
Jayhawk 60.
Jayhawk 60. Nikki Bella's a solid choice.
Yeah.
Nikki Bella was my favorite diva for a long time.
Mine too. I love
So,
Nikki Bella.
Can't go wrong there.
My fave.
So
are these like recent pictures of everybody or no?
no. So the criteria is you can submit a picture from any time. There's no
okay, cool.
rule. The rule is there is no rule on time frame because it'd be hard
Yeah.
to find. Like when we get into some weird categories like glasses or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be hard. So you could go in. Yeah, you can go Liv Morgan
Best
back
anime
from
character.
yeah, like anime
Yeah.
costume. You can go Liv Morgan back from the Riot Squad if you want to.
True. Okay, cool.
But that's Nikki
All right.
Bella.
Very nice.
Who's that? That's Scarlett.
Scarlett
Right?
from-
Scarlett.
That boy Jay.
That boy Jay.
That boy Jay.
That boy Jay. What's up, Jay? Okay. Red, white,
Okay.
and blue. Once again, the stars and stripes.
Very, very, very American.
Very American. Very baddie.
Mm-hmm.
So this one was interesting to me.
From Cody, is that Cody's channel or Cody Chanel?
I think it's Cody's channel. I think
is
I'm not
channel,
sure.
right?
Or maybe Chanel. I'm not sure.
I always forget. Whatever.
This is interesting because I don't think this is the best photo of her. But this is like an Olympic photo. What's more fucking America?
This is true.
Than being an Olympian,
American
right?
Olympian. This is very true.
I don't know if she was Olympian or like a junior Olympian, but this is like
It says USA.
it does, right?
Yeah, Team USA.
Shit. That's America, man.
That's America.
That's America. That's fucking. That's
I feel like I should
fucking
be
screaming eagle. I feel
exactly.
like we should pledge the allegiance to this photo.
Yes, sir.
Representing the country, unlike the
See,
Cuban.
her
fucking,
flag should be right there. I get Cuba's out. Cuba's out in my mind. This is America.
So this is another one. This is
Nope.
another one
We're gonna say no. Can
because it's Puerto Rican.
we're get right? Bye bye.
This is but Puerto Rico's part of the United States, right? So is it back in?
But it's not the American flag.
But it's red, white, and blue. The topic was red, white, and blue.
Okay.
I'm just playing devil's advocate on every.
I mean, it
photo.
is. That's from. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I agree. Well, we'll keep it. It's in there.
All right.
It's on there. Oh God, we know what your vote's going to.
Whoa! Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. All right.
Okay.
Ease up. That's red, white, and blue, though.
That is red, white, and blue.
No, wait. I know. I did have something to say about this. There's
What?
no white.
The white of her eyes.
That doesn't count. It had to be. I mean, the outfit has to be red, white,
Yeah.
and blue, right? That's only red and blue.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
Does that disqualify you?
I think it's the
Is it the spirit
the
of the
spirit
law?
of it. The spirit of it, I think, is
The
like.
spirit of the law. So we're allowing this photo.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
All right. I think this is the last one.
I'm not a hater. Where the fuck is? I mean,
Look closely at the photo. She has red, white, and blue stripes on it.
Okay.
And the belt is red, white, and blue.
True.
That is the United States Championship.
I love her. I'm gonna let it stay because she's my fave.
No, if you look closely in this photo, she has red, white. That's
I can see it. I
this
can see
and
it
her
now.
whole gimmick is president of the United
Yeah,
States.
yeah,
in
for
this
sure, for
outfit.
sure. I mean,
So,
how much more American can it get than that, right?
Yeah. So, all right, we come down to now. What are you choosing?
I have to choose one.
You choose one to submit. So
So
today,
what was the
it'll go to
criteria
Discord.
again?
Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue.
Baby. America,
The
baby.
baddie of the week. Who wore the red, white, and blue the best?
Yes,
Right.
it's
Baddie
so
of the
so.
week.
Like I said, it's the spirit of the photo matters, right? The aesthetics of the photo, the girl matters, okay, but also how well the photo fits the category matters to me.
Okay. Can you go back one time?
Yeah, we go scroll through them one more time.
Yeah.
So we have Kalani
Go.
Jordan. We're counting.
Faster.
Okay.
Do it fast. Okay. Keep on going.
Okay.
Little advice. Keep
Maxine
on going.
Dupree.
Keep on going.
Okay.
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 All right. Now, I
Uh-huh.
would normally choose Chelsea Green because
Okay.
I love her,
Okay.
but I'm going to go with Scarlett on this one.
Scarlet,
Scarlett.
because of the red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue. Sorry.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Yes. Oh, look. See, I'm getting punished for not choosing Chelsea Green.
I don't think you're being punished at all. I think that's a solid choice because you thought I would go here.
I did. I definitely did. What did you choose?
That's my choice this week.
Very nice. That was my second choice.
That's fucking America, man.
That was my second choice.
Swimming pools, 4th of July, red, white, and blue. Naomi
Well, she was at
is
the beach,
representing.
right? Scarlett?
Huh?
Wasn't Scarlett at the beach? I think so.
Yeah, she's at the beach.
America.
I mean, when you got the fucking stars and the stripes on the bikini.
Okay. I think those are two good, contenders. So we'll see
this week,
what happens.
these go to the Discord.
All right.
On the normal basis, I would now have you type them in to YouTube for a chat. Okay?
All right. Yes.
And so then we would have a vote between those two.
Okay.
All right.
Well, cool. I like it. Hey, Baddie.
What is next? Okay, main event. This is
Okay.
the main event of today's show.
All right.
Topic of the show.
I'm ready.
Lauren, you know where we're going.
Okay.
2 days ago,
Yeah.
we drove to a city called Bandera, Texas.
Oh, yes.
We experienced something unlike I've ever experienced before. We experienced the magic or lack of magic that is known as Dwarfinator Luchador Wrestling.
Dwarfinators.
Now, I'm not going to use the M word. Okay. You don't know if that gets us taken off YouTube. I feel like it shouldn't
They
because
said it there.
they throw that word around
Yeah.
very freely.
Yeah.
They throw that word around like it's part of the show.
Uh-huh.
There was one guy named King M word. Yeah, one. You get one.
Okay. I won't say it again.
Yeah. Okay. There was a King.
I said Majid. It doesn't count Majid. Okay.
I didn't know what to expect.
Oh, I was so excited.
I bought these tickets. I had some extra Apple Cash from a thing that I got. I bought these tickets for the family, thought this would be fun. Let's drive out an hour away and let's go watch Dwarfinator Luchador Wrestling.
Yes.
Looked at the roster. The roster looked fun.
Looks so exciting.
Man, get to the show. It's slightly raining.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't know if the show, clearly, Dwarfinators, rain, sun, snow.
We even called ahead of time to say, hey, is this still on? And they're like, the ring's set up.
The
It's
show
still
goes
happening.
on. Now start off this ring. This ring is what, a quarter of the size of a real ring?
Yeah,
This
maybe
is
like an eighth.
Like
probably.
already I come in
It's
and I lose my
little
shit
bitty.
because this is the smallest wrestling ring. And I don't know what to expect, mind you.
Yeah.
I didn't pre-look up pictures or videos.
I was just excited because I've been wanting to do this for ever.
This is the smallest ring I've ever seen. And they have a stage that has like 2 speakers and some like metal truss and a couple lights.
Yeah.
And there's no dwarfs to be found at this point.
No.
It's just we sit down, we get a picnic table. They don't even have chairs for us. We're in a picnic table off the left side of the ring, right? Mm-hmm. We're looking around. All of a sudden, one of the dwarfs pops out named Meatball. Okay? Meatball.
Yeah.
Meatball, how old do you think Meatball is? 50s?
He's up there.
It's hard to tell. Hard to tell with dwarfs. Don't know how old they are. 50 years old. He looks like he's struggling. He's clearly, what would you like the road dog? Like he's the setup guy, Meatball. Now, why Meatball's the setup guy when he is 3 times heavier than every other dwarf on the roster? Don't know.
Yeah.
But let me lay this out for you guys. Okay, so it's just been raining, and they have a semi truck parked on the other side of a fence, and it's just all mud.
Yeah.
So I'm trying not to lose my shit because this is fucking wild. Like I said, didn't know what to expect.
Like, where are they all at?
Meatball comes walking out of the back of the truck carrying merch, right? Mm-hmm. Kid you not, thought he did it on purpose. Meatball slides down the ramp of the truck, down the mud, and ends up right in front of our table. I didn't know if this was part of the show.
I didn't know either.
I turned to you. I go, I don't think Meatball's okay. I think Meatball might be injured. Meatball is shaking his head, not laughing at all.
Just like laying there, like legs up, and I'm like, oh my
Sure.
God, should I help? Like, is he okay?
You
Like,
did ask
do I
if
need
you
to go
should help.
Do I need to go pick up the mask for him?
I told you no. Did not know this about dwarfs. may still be wrong. I think they're like turtles. They can't get off their shell when they fall on their
No, he
back.
was just laying there like this. And I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad. Then I didn't want to look because you told me not to go like help him. But like, I felt so horrible inside. And then I was like looking around and I was like, everybody here's here to see them because of who they are. So like,
yeah, like clearly they
you
know that they know what you're there to see.
So I'm not being mean.
But so another man walks over and picks Meatball up and sets him back down. Meatball picks up about half of the muddy mask, walks over to the merch table, throws them down. Then he proceeds to walk back and get the rest. Okay?
Yes.
So already I fucking lost it because Meatball just slid down a mud slide all the way down, which I thought might have been his entrance, best entrance of all time.
Yeah.
Not part of the show.
Nope.
Show has not started yet, okay?
No, it hasn't.
So I'm like, all right, show starts at 7. It's 7:15, nothing. 7:20, nothing.
Yeah.
7:30, I'm like, what's going on here? There's no show. I hear the roaring of an engine. Turn around once again to the mudslide, and down this fucking path comes, what do you call it? It's like more powerful than a golf cart, right?
They're like
What do you call those things? I want to call it like a bobcat, but it's not a bobcat.
they're off-road like golf carts, we'll say.
Like an off-road golf cart is the proper explanation. Down this fucking pathway, out of the jungle that is behind this place, comes a golf cart with 15 dwarfs all hanging off the side of this motherfucking thing. Not one of them in shape at all.
No.
All of them are very round. This thing comes
looks like a grandpa.
Oh, yes. This thing comes sliding down the hill, stops, and they all just like a fucking Willy Wonka movie disperse off of this fucking truck. And like the 7 dwarfs, a single file line, they march around the back of this.
But wait, what you didn't say is that there was one that was the tallest.
Yes.
And so we were trying to figure out like, okay, they're all coming off. Then some were just sitting there. He picks one up. It was so little.
Yes. So
it was like maybe
one very
a
dwarf
foot and a half.
Could not get off the back of the truck. So the bigger one picks him up and places him on the ground.
Yeah.
And they
Just
proceed
like
in a
couple
single
of them.
file line to walk around the back of this tent and disappear.
Yeah.
I fucking lost it at this point.
Yeah.
I don't, what the fuck? This is not the show, but this is the show for me.
Yeah,
This
for
is
sure.
what I paid to come see.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, about 5 minutes later, music starts. We get going. First match of the night is, I can't speak
Doggy?
Spanish. It was
El Perro?
Doggy versus,
It was Pedro versus I don't know what the other dude's name was.
yeah, it was like El Guapo or something.
No, that
like
was the next match.
Okay. So, but it just, they get into this ring, and when I tell you, I don't know what the fuck, this was not wrestling.
No.
I expected to see luchador wrestling, hurricanranas, jumping off the ropes, fast action. These two just walked around and titty twisted each other the entire
he
match.
He bit his titty.
They were just biting
He
each
bit a
other's
titty.
tits and titty twistering. There
forget
was
about the
not a
nut grabs.
referee. The referee was just another dwarf wrestler.
Yeah.
And it was absolute, like, it was the worst wrestling. Now, I get it. That's not what you pay to see. You're not paying to see great wrestling. It's like going to an AEW show.
It's an experience.
You're going to see small wrestlers not do a fucking thing. That's AEW. No story. I didn't know who the good guy was, much like Triple H's booking. I didn't know who the good guy was. I didn't know who the bad guy was. I just know that there was one guy with like a BDSM dog mask.
Yeah.
And he was very, very small.
Yes.
And then there was a slightly taller guy in wrestling pants who took his shirt off and weighed more than I did.
Yeah.
And they proceeded to titty twister each other the entire match.
Lots of ball grabbing.
No, we didn't. There wasn't ball grabbing yet.
Oh, okay.
That was match 2.
It
right?
was.
So match 1 goes on far longer.
Yeah.
Far longer than a Dwarfinator match should go. This match, 20 minutes, okay? 20 minutes of
That
nipple
was with
twisting.
El Guapo.
Yeah.
The handsome one who was not very handsome. If you've ever seen 90 Day Fiance, he looked like Big Ed.
You're getting ahead of yourself. This is match 2.
Yeah.
So match 2 starts. And it's El Guapo, who you told me is the pretty one.
Yes.
Wasn't nothing pretty about this man.
No.
Nothing pretty.
Not at all.
I've seen a handsome dwarf. That's not a handsome dwarf. Okay? That's not it. He fought against the chicken.
El
Once
Gallito.
Once again, didn't know who the good guy was, didn't know who the bad guy was. Now, The chicken, mind you, was the guy that we saw. We knew who the chicken was because we saw him get off the golf cart.
Yeah.
He's about 65 years old.
He was the only white one.
He had like patches of hair.
Yeah. Like little fuzzies, like little peach fuzz.
He was one of the smaller ones.
Uh-huh.
And he wore a chicken mask.
Yeah.
He bit the other dude's dick.
This did happen.
He took his mask off and he bit the other dude's
There was
dick.
kids there.
This is a fucking family show.
Yeah. Like
and he
for sure.
bit the dude's dick. Our 2 little girls lost their shit. Thought it was the funniest thing
And then
in
at
the
one
world.
point they said, I feel a little bit
They
uncomfortable.
said they were uncomfortable, but they did laugh.
Yeah.
Then proceeded, after biting the dick, to do a dick twister,
Yep, that happened.
followed by 2 nipple twisters,
Purple Norples all the way.
followed by sliding out of the ring, proceeding to a trash can that is made of plastic. This is
yes.
a plastic trash can. He grabs the plastic lid to the trash can, brings it back in to the ring. Now, I don't know if anybody's ever fucking tried to hit somebody with a plastic trash can, but they don't move like metal. They catch wind. So
Yeah.
he cocks this thing back and it catches wind and it just slowly touches
Floats.
the other guy's head.
Yeah.
And he falls to the ground, which
Uh-huh.
might have made it better, right? But he proceeds to just keep hitting him with this plastic trash can lid. It was terrible. This match went on probably 25 minutes.
I'm so happy I went though, because I
have
needed
to
to
go.
experience that in my life so I can say I did it.
So I made the executive decision because here's the other thing. Both matches were booked the exact same way. Like there was no storytelling difference at all. It was the taller dwarf puts his hand up, the other one jumps up to try and get it. Nipple twister, nipple twister, nipple twister, couple slaps, get the trash can, hit the trash can. It was just the same thing. And then it was a lot of like, they would stand around and wait for someone to get in position.
Yeah.
And
Or like put them where they needed to be.
yeah, it was weird. It was bad. So I made the executive decision. We're getting the fuck out of here.
We did. And I'm glad
2
we did.
Dwarfinator matches. It's enough for me. I got my money's worth. Here's what I figured.
did.
I got the pre-show of Meatball taking the mudslide down the ramp. That was match 1 for me. Okay. I got the golf cart pulling up and all of them dispersing off the cart. Nobody else got to see that.
No.
That was exclusive to our view.
Definitely.
That was beautiful. Got to see the doggy fight some random
Doggy.
guy and the chicken fight El Guapo.
One more time.
I don't think it could have got any better. I needed to get out of there before it started raining, and we left.
It was awesome.
Was it?
It was awesome.
Was it?
I loved every second of it. I'm not going to lie. I
So
thought it was
you would
amazing.
suggest for somebody who's never seen Dwarfinators, go see Dwarfinators?
Yeah, you need to go just to experience it once. Like, because seeing it in person is just like so amazing.
All right.
Even if you just stay for a couple matches. No, you're probably not going to stay the
But it
whole
costs
time.
money.
Well,
It
yes,
costs
I mean
money.
it does
If it was
cost money.
free, I would-
but
I
like I would imagine, like I don't
Now,
drink,
let me
but
preface
like
this
if you
with
were
the fact-
drunk, like it'd probably be
So that's what
so
I'm saying. Let
freaking
me preface
entertaining.
this with the fact that we don't drink.
No,
This show might be very different to somebody who's experiencing it inebriated.
yeah, because
Probably was a lot more fun to
Row
those
were having
people.
so much fun.
Yeah, they look like they were having fun. To me, it it started off funny and then felt sad at
Yeah,
a certain point.
after
There was a certain
it was a
point where I
lot.
was like, oh, how much do they get paid to do this? And
So
then it
one
was
dude you forgot went up to like pretended like he was going to give him money
Dwarf,
and like
bro.
the magicians, and he tried to give him the money. Did he push him? I couldn't tell.
I don't know. One guy from the crowd, one real big dickhead, walks up and acts like he's going to give a tip or like a money to the winning dwarf. And when he reaches, he pulled it back. That dude should have got his ass whipped.
Yeah, like everybody was talking shit. Like
Yeah, like
and then
the
his
crowd
girlfriend-
turned on that
his
guy.
girlfriends are like, it's okay.
That
it's
guy,
okay."
that guy became the fucking heel of the show immediately. It was a dickhead move.
No
one guy
asshole.
behind us clearly kept screaming "dickhead."
Yeah.
at the guy.
Yeah,
Fuck you, dickhead. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they might have gotten in a fight at the end. Who knows? But overall, interesting experience.
Dwarfinator Rest.
I would not go again, but I'm glad I went.
Well, excuse me.
You know.
Fuck. Allergies are crazy. All
They
this
are mine too.
weather. Okay. All right. So this is the Ask Me Anything portion of the show. Submitted question here from Anonymous is, Lauren, is it more weird to be a huge fan of a wrestler of the same sex or a wrestler of the opposite sex? That's what they want to know.
Is it more weird to be? So am I a man or a woman?
Either way. So what they're alluding to here is like not obsessive, because obsessive is the wrong word, because that's kind of where my answer is going to go. But like big fan. Like, is it okay? I'm a Kevin Owens fan. I'm a Bianca Belair fan.
Yeah.
Which one's weirder?
I think. So it depends on how far you take it.
This is my answer.
Because if I'm a man who's a fan of a girl, but like I take it to like too far, that's creepy.
Sure.
If I'm a man who's like, oh man, dude, you're so cool, whatever. I know this about you, that about you. It's cool.
It's gay,
right? I mean,
no, it becomes gay.
You think it's gay?
So if you're a dude and you're way too into like Randy Orton, it's a little gay. It's a little gay. I'm just gonna say it. It's a little bit. There's a line that you can walk to as a wrestling fan where you can be fans of these people, but you have to understand you can't go too far. You know, I openly say I'm a fan of Bianca Belair, right?
Yeah.
Openly say, but it's not an obsessive, like compulsive thing where like I freak out or lose my shit. I would never attempt to go like, you have certain people who fucking like stalk people on Twitter or meet them in the airports. That's weird.
That is weird.
Either like whether it's male or female, it's weird. I think it's more weird.
I think if I had to choose one, I would say
After the age of 13, it's all a little weird, to be honest with you. Right? I don't understand, and this, I could be fucking wrong, but I don't understand grown men approaching grown men in an airport, right? Just leave them the fuck alone. If you see Rey Mysterio, leave him alone. If you have a kid, and 14, 15, 16's okay. That's all fine. I'm drawing a line at 13 that's stupid. But if you're a kid, that's fine to approach. And I think even the wrestlers probably feel that way. But if you're a fucking 35-year-old dude and you're approaching Asuka in the airport, you're weird.
Yeah.
You're fucking weird. Like there's something wrong with you, dude. Just let her go.
We've met and seen celebrities before, and like, oh, there they are, cool, that's it. Like, they're just people, you know, like, let them live their lives at a certain point.
I mean, I agree.
You know?
That's where I think the obsessive part. So like when you talk about, it's okay to be a fan of anybody. Like, honestly, just draw the line at normalcy, right? They make their, like, Bianca Belair makes her living having fans. So does Kevin Owens. So does John Cena. Don't be weird. Just don't be fucking weird about it, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I did see this thing I thought was fucking stupid. Was what? John Cena was at like that Fanatics Fan Fest thing.
Yeah.
And somebody, I don't know if, now this completely could be out of context. I saw a TikTok video, so I'm going to explain it the way I saw it. And then if I'm wrong, I apologize for taking this out of context. But John Cena, somebody took a video of John Cena as he walked by and he turned around and he goes, I'm a big fan of consent, buddy. Like, if you want to take a video of me, you need to ask me. That's not the way the fucking law works, John Cena.
No.
Like, that's not the way the world works. Video is video. Like, that, sorry. He didn't take a picture of you in the fucking, if you were in the shower, I understand. You're just walking by.
Yeah.
I don't know. Stupid. I don't want to go too in on this because John Cena is playing a meta, right? He's playing a character who is a bad guy. So this could be John Cena playing into character. So I don't know. But if it is in reality what it was, I think that's stupid. But yeah, I don't think it's not weird to be a fan of any wrestler, especially if it comes from a place of like enjoying the product. Then that's exactly what.
Like Randy Orton is mine. I love Chelsea Green, Tiffany Stratton, you know, but I'm not going to like, oh my God, it's Randy Orton. I need to go get pictures with him and whatever. Yeah,
that's, I mean, it borderlines on upset. Even if you're single, if you're like 30 and above and you are fantasizing and romanticizing like situations, it's weird. That becomes real weird. That becomes a problem. And if you're chasing them down, if you're a fucking autograph hound, I think that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like if you're chasing them down for autographs, that stuff's weird. But it's okay to be a fan.
You want to know something funny that made me like Randy Orton more?
Sure.
Is one time he was talking about this like one fangirl that he was like, he didn't say this exactly, but basically he was like, get the fuck away from me, bitch. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want you to touch me. Yeah. I've got a woman. And I was like, that's why he's my favorite.
Because he has to draw that line, because if not, it becomes a thing, right? I think CM Punk got into that situation where they found out there was like an OnlyFans girl who would purposely grope wrestlers to try to get the reaction from them.
Yeah.
And he I think he might have picked up on it and removed himself from the situation. But the reality is that's fucking weird.
I agree.
If you're doing it, especially when you know he's married and you're trying to get a reaction, you're trying to fuck with someone's
I think
real
women
life.
can be just as creepy about it.
Sure,
as guys,
that's what I'm saying.
so.
But I think that most wrestlers appreciate the idea that you're a fan of them.
Yeah.
In a fun way, as long as you keep it fun. Don't be weird.
Don't be weird.
All right.
Don't be weird.
Before we leave, Lauren, let's circle back around to our hot takes on this week's show, starting with El Grande Americano is the best gimmick in all of professional wrestling. You can't change my mind on that. Gimmick is everything to me. That's what makes wrestling fun. And when you take the gimmick out of wrestling, it's fake fighting and it's fucking stupid. It's not fun. They stripped Austin Theory of his gimmick and he immediately became the most boring thing on television. That's not Austin Theory's fault. That's WWE's fault for taking away what made him special. El Grande Americano. I hate these people who go, I feel bad for Chad Gable, man. I feel bad. He's so much better than this. No, he's not. This is the best thing in professional wrestling right now.
Agreed.
And the fact that, oh my God. So we took this 3-week break, right?
Yeah.
And there was a point in time where I was still writing notes during this break, just in case I decided to record something. I was taking notes during shows. And when Chad Gable was announced that he was going to have elbow surgery, I thought, oh man, this derails the El Grande Americana thing. I immediately wrote down, they need another El Grande Americana. And it does not need to look like Chad Gable. I was advocating in my notes for it to be the other two guys, the brothers, the Creed brothers. I thought it would be funny if they just switched off and it was obviously two different people going out there in matches, having singles matches. Now, do you know who it is?
No.
It's Ludwig Kaiser is the new El Grande Americano. Ludwig Kaiser.
Oh, shit, Ludwig?
He's the new El Grande.
Tiffany Stratton's boyfriend.
Now, I've seen rumors they're not together anymore, so I don't know about that.
Okay.
But yes, he's the new El Grande Americano.
That's awesome.
Love it. I mean, this is the best character in wrestling because it's a gimmick. It is pissing people off. There's a portion of the internet, the IWC, who have lost their shit because they're like, oh, it's so stupid. He doesn't even look like Gable. That's the fucking point.
That's the whole point. It makes
That's
it
the
exciting.
fucking point. And now, the thing I'm so excited for.
What?
The thing I'm most excited for is the fact that now we are going to get a moment where Chad Gable comes face to face with El Grande Americano. And all of these people are going to lose their shit because he's going to say, I told you it wasn't me. And I mean, oh God, best gimmick in pro wrestling right now.
I like
and he
it
doesn't even wrestle on a regular basis. It's just so thought out, so put together. The Gulf of America thing, like, I understand it's offensive. That's the fucking point. I don't understand it's offensive, to be honest with you. But I see that people are offended, and that is the point. The point is, as a bad guy, which we talk about, WWE needs bad guys, you got to do bad shit. MJF, the best bad guy in the business, okay? I don't know what he's doing right now because I don't watch AEW. But in times where I've watched MJF, because he has no line. There's no line he won't cross, and that makes you the ultimate bad guy. I always said if The Miz was allowed to do that, if John Cena, CM Punk were allowed to just go past that line, they'd be the best bad guys in the world. But MJF actually has the balls, and AEW and Tony Khan, in his defense, gives him enough rope to do that. And that's what makes MJF so good. And so, to me, this is the closest thing we have to a genuine bad guy because it is, in every sense of the word, politically incorrect, and that's what makes that fun. Best gimmick in wrestling. My number 2 here, Lauren, is that Triple H cannot book champions. Now, I will present my evidence right now. Okay. He did a terrible fucking job with Jey Uso. You had the most over superstar on the roster, and you panicked. You did not give him any solid matches coming out of WrestleMania. You, instead of using the momentum, you just whiffed on that, and you gave the title back to Gunther way too quickly. That's bullshit. Number 2, The New Day had the best tag team heel turn in the last 4 or 5 years, turning on Big E, and did absolutely nothing with that. You had the opportunity, should have doubled down, should have been a weekly thing where they continued to harass Big E. I don't know if Big E didn't like it. I don't know what happened with that situation. I don't know if that was literally just a one-off thing, but they should have continued to use it. To roll that into a feud with the Viking or War Raiders or the War Experience, whatever they're called, did not work. It did, because once again, it was just messy. And then to roll that into losing the titles a couple months after WrestleMania, that to me, it tarnishes the New Day a little bit, and not to their discredit, because I don't know what they could have done.
Yeah.
If they're not given the leadway to once again be bad guys. You gotta let bad guys be bad guys.
True.
Let's go Tiffany Stratton. Since WrestleMania, she had a great WrestleMania match with Charlotte. Then you throw her back into programs with Nia Jax again. Just rinse and repeat, lazy booking, rinse and repeat. He doesn't know how to book champions. And then what do you do coming into Evolution, which is a big moment? You give her Trish Stratus, a 50-something-year-old who I get on paper, if this 3 years ago, looks great, but it died, like there's no fucking build up to this.
I just feel like she showed up. Like,
Well,
hey, Trish is here.
It is this literally, hey, remember we're best friends and now we're going to fucking wrestle each other. And we still kind of like each other, but it's going to be harder than you think to beat me. Like, what?
Yeah.
Jesus. No. Zelina Vega, terrible title run. But on top of Zelina Vega, let's go back to Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green should still be the Women's United States Champion. There was zero reason to take that title off of her. Her gimmick is being like the women's president of the United States.
I agree.
What? It didn't do anything for Zelina Vega other than give her a vanity title and let her cry like she's always wanted to do, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but Chelsea Green should have won that title back. I don't think Julia's going to do any better with the United States Championship. If you wanted to establish these new titles, you should have. Chelsea Green was perfect. She did nothing wrong. She was a great champion. She should be champion. I'd argue she's
entertaining.
She should be a world champion at this point. If you're not going to make her the United States champion, Chelsea Green right now is better than Tiffany Stratton. Chelsea Green is, I'll argue, the second best female on the WWE roster right now, as terms of gimmick and everything that encompasses wrestling.
Who's number one?
Street Profits. When's the last time they've been on a premium live event? They're tag team champions. When's the last? They're just relegated to being on SmackDown. And guess what? Newsflash, I think they're going to lose the titles to the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean next week. I think Jack Sparrow's going to show up and they're going to lose the tag team titles. So that was another stupid, short-lived, doesn't make sense why they're champions. The Street Profits are not transitional champions for the Wyatt Six. It's stupid. Io Sky has not defended her title since WrestleMania. What are we doing, man?
I don't know.
What are we doing? The only champion, John Cena, that has been worth a shit, and that's because he's John Cena, right?
Yeah.
You don't book for John Cena. John Cena goes out there. John Cena can take a piece of dog shit and turn it into a diamond.
True.
So that to me, but outside of that, give me one champion. Someone give me one champion that Triple H has booked into a better position. You almost, at this point, if I'm Drew McIntyre, I'm like, don't put a fucking title on me. Just don't. Just let me have creative freedom to go out and wrestle the CM Punks and the Damian Priest and the Cody Rhodes, and don't put a title on me. Don't give me a belt. Don't give me a briefcase. Don't give me any of that shit, because it right now seems like all of that is just a death wish.
Yeah.
Then my last hot take, Lauren, is Naomi needs to be champion now. Right now. Right now. I don't know what we're doing. Don't like what we're doing for Evolution, because I had this thing booked out perfectly. The story was Tiffany Stratton goes to fight Trish Stratus at Evolution. She beats Trish Stratus. Boom. Naomi cashes in. Naomi wins the world title. And then at SummerSlam, we do Naomi versus Jade Cargill. Why are we doing Naomi versus Jade Cargill at Evolution? I don't like it. Something needs to happen to make that match not happen.
I don't know.
Something needs to happen to make that match not happen, because the perfect play, it was all laid out beautifully. Evolution, Tiffany Stratton's big go-home match. She beats Trish Stratus, and then Naomi cashes in, wins the title. That's how you end Evolution, is with her cashing in. Now, that could still happen.
True.
But I don't understand, and maybe there's some shenanigans that go on where Naomi takes out Jade before the match, right? That match doesn't happen. Naomi goes into cash in at the end of Evolution, and we end the night with Naomi as champion, heading into SummerSlam as the world champion. That's what needs to happen.
Well, I think you just know better. So
I do know better. I do know better. Which, by the way, the last thing about the Dwarfinator, I could book for Dwarfinator. I could fix that so much. They need gimmicks. They need stories. They need reasons for people to cheer. I could fix Dwarfinator wrestling.
agreed.
All right, before we get out of here, Lauren, we need to do next week's Baddie of the Week topic. Now, I had started one the week before, so I think this cheat code on this one is pretty in pink.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I like it.
Pink will be the theme. Pretty in pink. So pictures featuring, it could be pink hair, pink clothes,
Just pink.
pink lipstick, however you interpret that. But understand, we then will judge your interpretation. That's
right.
it.
I'm excited.
Next week, I believe I got to talk to Mike, but I think Mike's debuting his new podcast next week on the channel, so I'm excited for that. We will have another episode. This is the pilot, but we'll officially be live next week. I'm going to kind of get together with the Discord, talk it out, see what day makes sense for them, what day makes sense for us, and then I will give a definitive announcement on what day this show will be next week.
All right. Sounds
But
good.
other than that, that's all we got this week. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Tell everybody we're back. Lauren, we are out of here.
Tick-tock, lights pop, get your snacks in hand. We ain't here to analyze, we just run the damn brand. Body slams, hot takes, memes on